How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was September 29th, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Adam Cole went over with the boom. Well, after the match, the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, Michael Nakazawa, and Brandon Cutler came out to the ring, and Carl Anderson got on the microphone and was talking about the Elite, saying you can't be Elite without the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions within myself and Doc Gallows. You can't, and even though Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, are no longer the AEW Tag Team Champions, they're still the greatest. You can't be elite without the greatest tag team in the world, the Young Bucks. And you can't be elite without the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega. And you also can't be elite without Adam Cole, baby. And also Cutler and Knock are good too. And then Adam Cole got on the microphone and cut a promo and was talking about Adam Cole was on Adam Cole got on the microphone and was talking about how he done what he said he was going to do by beating Jungle Boy and everything, and then Kenny Omega got on the microphone and was Brandon Cutler got on the microphone and was trying to sing the Elite song, but Nick Jackson got on the microphone and said, "Shut up, Brandon." So Brandon Cutler shut up, and then Nick Jackson gave an introduction to Michael Nakazawa. Michael Nakazawa got on the microphone and said, "I have nothing to say." So Michael Nakazawa handed Kenny Omega the microphone, and Kenny Omega was going on the microphone, and Kenny Omega cut a promo and was saying, my social media pages of Instagram, Twitter, and even MySpace was getting blown up by the fans, saying that I had a great match against Bryan Danielson last week. See if I care. And Bryan Danielson is wanting a rematch with me. See if I care. And before Kenny Omega could finish, Bryan Danielson came out, and Bryan Danielson got on the microphone and cut a promo and was saying towards Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson was saying, "Am I hearing what I'm hearing? Clearly the fans want to see a rematch between myself and you, Kenny Omega. So, how about a rematch?" And Kenny Omega denied the rematch, and then Bryan Danielson said, "Well, what do you know? Look who it is. Kenny No Balls Omega." And then Kenny Omega got all pissed off and everything, and then Bryan Danielson was saying, "Well, Kenny, since you won't give me my rematch, what's going to happen is, Bryan Danielson said to Kenny Omega, he was saying, "Well, Kenny, since you won't give me my rematch, how about I fight any member of the Elite on AEW Rampage?" this Friday night on AEW Rampage. Kenny Omega said, Rampage, huh? That's big words coming from a small man. And Kenny Omega said, why Rampage? Why don't we do it right now? Bryan Danielson goes down to the ring and... Well, Bryan Danielson went down to the ring after Kenny Omega said, how about we do it right now? So Bryan Danielson went down to the ring and Bryan Danielson said, all right, Kenny, it's on, but I'm not going alone. So Christian Cage, Frankie Kazarian, and the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Marco Stunt, came out. And Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, Frankie Kazarian, and the Jurassic Express went in the ring, and Kenny Omega signaled for the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Adam Cole, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, Brandon Cutler, and Michael Nakazawa to get out of the ring, so the Elite retreated while Christian Cage, Bryan Danielson, Frankie Kazarian, and the Jurassic Express were still in the ring and stood tall. While the Elite was out of the ring looking on and everything. That was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. That was after the match between Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, by the way. Match 2, it was the Nightmare Family, which are Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus Matt Sydal and Dante Martin. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Nightmare Family went over because Lee Johnson pinned Dante Martin with the Brain Dog. Well, after the match, Tony Schiavone came in the ring and was getting ready to interview the Nightmare Family. And Cody Rhodes got on the microphone and issued a challenge to Malachi Black. But Arn Anderson got on the microphone and said, Cody, just stop talking. You said that you were going to kick Malachi Black's ass. Well, July 7th, Malachi Black came in the ring and took both of us out. You wanted to fight him. You fought him at the homecoming. You got your ass kicked. And you took your boot off. What was that all about? And then last week, then at Grand Slam, you got your ass kicked again. And while you had the momentum going, you went out to check on me. To hell with me. Malachi Black is an assassin. You can even ask Lee. You could even ask Brock. He has taken out the whole Nightmare Family. I would step back into the ring and I would kick Malachi Black's ass myself, but I'm just too damn old. So, with that being said, Cody, do what you say you're going to do. Because I am not going to coach a loser. Come on, Lee. Because, Arn Anderson signaled for Lee Johnson, and Lee Johnson came with him, and then Arn Anderson told Cody Rhodes, he said, I'm not going to coach a loser, and I'm bringing Lee Johnson with me because Lee Johnson actually listens, unlike you. So Arn Anderson and Lee Johnson left while Cody Rhodes was still in the ring and everything. That was cool. And that was after the match between the Nightmare Family versus Matt Sydal and Dante Martin, by the way. That was match 2. Match 3, it was Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin versus Anthony Green and Bear Country, which are Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder. That was a great match. But the ending to it, Jon Moxley Eddie Kingston and Darby Allin went over cause John Moxley pinned Anthony Green with the Violent Crown from John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Well, after the match, as John Moxley was still in the ring standing tall, Eddie Kingston got a sign and brought it into the ring, and then Sting was in the ring while Darby Allin was on the ropes, and Eddie Kingston grabbed Anthony Green, picked him up, threw him over to Sting, and then Sting executed the Scorpion Death Drop on Anthony Green, and then Eddie Kingston held up a Brody Lee sign. And John Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin, and Sting stood tall and celebrated and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 4, it was Orange Cassidy and the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, 5, 10, and Colt Cabana versus the Hardy Family Office, which are Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, The Butcher, The Blade, Angelico, Jack Evans, and Jorah Joel. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Orange Cassidy and the Dark Order went over cause John Silver pinned Jorah Joel with the fatality from Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Well, after the match, Amanda Huber, the widow of... after the match, as Orange Cassidy was still out of the ring, Anna Jay and Ty Conti, along with Amanda Huber, widow of the late great Brody Lee, came into the ring, and all of the Dark Order shook hands and embraced a hug and everything, and the Dark Order stood tall, celebrated and everything, but also -1 was there to celebrate as well. That was cool. Match 5, it was Anna Jay and Ty Conti versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Anna Jay and Ty Conti went over cause Anna Jay made Penelope Ford pass out to the Queenslayer. Well, after the match, -1 came out and celebrated with Anna Jay and Ty Conti, which that was cool. And then match 6, which was the main event, it was Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the AEW TNT title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Sammy Guevara went over and won the AEW TNT title with the 630 senton. Well, after the match, as Sammy Guevara was celebrating his AEW TNT title victory, Fuego del Sol celebrated with him too, but out came Griff Garrison and the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, 5, after the match between Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the AEW TNT title, Sammy Guevara's vlog crew, which consisted of Griff Garrison, 5, Marco Stunt, Fuego del Sol, and the other member, and the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, -1, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, 10, and Colt Cabana came out as well to celebrate, which that was cool. Now, besides all that, Tony Schiavone interviewed the Lucha Brothers, which are Rey Fenix and Pena El Cerro Miedo, and Alex Abrahantes. And Tony Schiavone was asking the Lucha Brothers about the AEW Tag Team titles and everything, but Andrade El Idolo and Jose, which is Andrade El Idolo's assistant came along, and Andrade El Idolo asked the Lucha Brothers, "Where's Pac?" Well, the Lucha Brothers got all pissed off, and then Jose asked Andrade El Idolo if he could ask a question. Well, Andrade El Idolo let Jose ask the question, and Jose said, "I've noticed, Phoenix, Penta, I've noticed that you all have not defended the AAA tag team titles in a while. So how about you put them on the line?" And the Lucha Brothers accepted, but Andrade El Idolo said to the Lucha Brothers, I have a couple friends who will challenge you for the AAA tag team titles. So be aware." And then Ray Phoenix was saying, "Any day, any time, any place." And Penta El Cerro Miedo said, "Because I am Penta El Cerro Miedo, and I have zero fear." And Penta El Cerro Miedo shoved Jose away, and then Andrade El Idolo and Jose left while the Lucha Brothers and Alex Abrahantes were looking on and everything. That was cool. AEW aired a video package of the feud between Britt Baker and Ruby Soho, and Ruby Soho talked about how it was great to be in front of 20-some thousand people and everything, and then Britt Baker was talking about how Britt Baker was making fun of Ruby Soho for it and talked about how she kicked Ruby Soho's ass and everything, and then Ruby Soho was talking about getting revenge on Britt Baker, and Britt Baker was continued to talk more shit and everything. That was cool. Leo Rush cut a promo saying that Tony Khan has been hitting him up for a while, wanting him to be all elite and everything, and then Leo Rush was talking about how he's a businessman and he's made of money and everything, and talked about how how he became all elite and everything as well. That was cool. FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, along with Tully Blanchard, cut a promo, and Dax Harwood was talking about how Cash Wheeler almost lost his life, and how they've lost their last two matches. The first one against Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, and then the second one getting embarrassed by Sting and Darby Allin and everything. And then Dax Harwood was talking about how FTR was going to rejuvenate and get back on track and everything. And Dax Harwood was talking about how Tully Blanchard had a great mind for the business and everything as well. And Dax Harwood said, "Top guys out." So Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and Tully Blanchard done the hand thing and everything as well. That was cool. Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year, which are Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, were in the ring, and Dan Lambert got on the microphone and cut a promo talking about how Chris Jericho has had a great career in the business of professional wrestling, and talked about how AEW was shit to start with, and Chris Jericho brought it to where it is today and everything. And then Dan Lambert was talking about how Jorge Masvidal done the flying knee to Chris Jericho and kicked his head off and everything. And then Dan Lambert continued to talk more shit on Chris Jericho and everything as well. Then Dan Lambert handed the microphone to Scorpio Sky And Scorpio Sky cut a promo talking about how he won the Face of the Revolution ladder match, but still got overlooked, and talked about how the moronic fans didn't see anything in him, but only one person did, and that was Dan Lambert. And then Scorpio Sky was talking about how he wasn't going to be overlooked anymore and everything. And then Ethan Page got on the microphone and talked about how he's been overlooked and how he's a two-time, he has 2 belts in Taekwondo, and talked about how the Men of the Year and the American Top Team are on top, and talked about how he's been overlooked and it's not going to happen anymore, and talked about how he's never been pinned, never been made to submit in AEW, and that he's going to continue to him and Scorpio Sky are going to continue to kick people's asses and everything as well. That was cool. AEW aired a video package of Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb going back and forth at each other, pretty much building up a match between Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb next week on AEW Dynamite. And, which that was cool. Well, wait a minute. AEW aired a video package of Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb, and Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb were going at each other back and forth a little bit, with words, and then that was, and it was announced that it was going to be Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb next week on AEW Dynamite. That was cool. Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, along with Vicky Guerrero, and Jade Cargill, along with Mark Sterling, were in it. Well, AEW aired a video package of Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, along with Mark Sterling, and Nyla Rose, along with Vicky Guerrero. That they were all 3 women were going back and forth, talking about how they were going to kick each other's asses this Friday night on AEW Rampage and everything, and which that was cool. And MJF and Wardlow came out to the ring, and MJF talked about how AEW is continuing to grow and is picking up momentum and everything, and MJF was talking about how there's 4 top guys in AEW, which are Sammy Guevara, which he's beaten, Jungle Boy, which he's beaten, Darby Allin, which whatever, and himself, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And MJF was talking about how AEW, if it wasn't for him, AEW wouldn't be shit and everything. And then MJF was also saying that he told Tony Khan that if he don't give him an AEW title shot, that he has Bruce Pritchard on speed dial because of his days in Major League Wrestling and everything. And MJF continued to talk more shit. Well, Darby Allin came out with a microphone, and Darby Allin and MJF started talking shit towards Darby Allin, and Darby Allin got on the microphone and said, "Max, do you ever shut up? Let me tell you something, Max. If you don't get if you're going to leave because you're not getting what you want here in AEW, then go. Because I'm not going to care, and nor will these people ever care. And because I am going to be AEW until the day I'm dead. And unlike you, Max, I've actually held a championship in AEW, unlike you." And then MJF was talking about how Darby Allin, how he liked Darby Allin because he's straight edge and everything. And then MJF also brought up the point to Darby Allin, saying the only reason Darby Allin is straight edge because his uncle, because when Darby Allin was an itty bitty little boy, he got in the car with his drunk uncle and they had a little accident and the wrong man died. And Darby Allin closed his eyes and everything, and then MJF was saying, "What, you gonna hit me, Darby? You gonna hit me? Go ahead and hit me." Darby Allin said, "No, Max, I'm not gonna hit you because you're not gonna break me mentally." MJF said, "So I'm not gonna break you mentally." Okay, and MJF said, "So I'm not gonna break you mentally." And Darby Allin said, "No, you're not gonna break me mentally, Max." MJF said, "Okay." He said, "Wardlow, let's go." So MJF and Wardlow left the ring while Darby Allin was looking on. That was cool. Now, and AEW aired a video package of Sammy Guevara. AEW aired a video package of the match between Sammy Guevara versus. AEW aired a video package of the build-up of the match between Miro versus Sammy Guevara for the AEW TNT title. That was cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone. Besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And CM Punk. Wait a minute. But besides all that, besides the matches, the promos, and the segments, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And CM Punk done guest commentary along with Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur throughout the whole show. CM Punk done awesome on guest commentary. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. Paul Turner refereed the match between the Nightmare Family versus Matt Sydal and Dante Martin. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin versus Bear Country and Anthony Green. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between the Dark Order and Orange Cassidy versus the Hardy Family Office. Rick Knox refereed the match between Anna Jay and Ty Conte versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford. And Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the AEW TNT title. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, like I said, all the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite's 2-year anniversary show, it's going to be Christian Cage, Bryan Danielson, and the Wait a minute. Now, the match card for next week's All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite's 2-year anniversary show, it's going to be Christian Cage, Bryan Danielson, and the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole. a casino ladder match to determine the number one contender for the AEW title, and Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. Those are the matches that have been announced so far. And it looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. Now, and the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage that's been announced, it's going to be Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson. Wait a minute. The match card for tomorrow night's All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage, it's going to be Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson, Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans in a hair versus hair match, and Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose versus Jade Cargill in a three-way match. So the match card looks like, it looks like it's going to be AEW Rampage, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see that either. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was September 29th, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.